college football heats up in week 2, which mean recruiting does too, with several big games attracting top talent across the country. The nation's #1 recruit is on the road. 5-star quarterback Justin Fields is headed to LSU, where the Tigers should be considered a sleeper to land him. Georgia, Florida State and Auburn are the other top contenders. Buckeyes doing it big. Ohio State is sitting on 247 Sports' #1 ranked recruiting class per 247 Sports heading into Saturday night's showdown with Oklahoma, with 4 official visitors coming in they'd love to add to the fold. And come National Signing Days, Urban Meyer and company could ultimately land them all. 2 5-stars making their way to campus, that the Buckeyes are considering the heavy favorite for when looking at the 247 Sports crystal ball are the nation's #1 weak side defensive end Micah Parsons and America's #2 cornerback Anthony Cook. 247 Sports #2 ranked defensive tackle Tommy Togiai returns to see more of OSU, after enjoying his time in Columbus. I forecasted Ohio State here earlier this week for Togiai, while the Buckeyes continue to battle Penn State for top 247 defensive end Jason Owe as he goes back and forth between 2 of the Big Ten's finest. Several from this touted Buckeyes class will also take their official, in running back Master Teague, safeties Josh Proctor and Jaden Woodbay and offensive tackle Max Ray. Uncommitted top 247 cornerback Christian Tutt will also be in town checking out the Buckeyes. Irish campus will be buzzing. Notre Dame takes on Georgia in South Bend on Saturday night, and they'll also battle the Bulldogs on the trail for 247 Sports #1 ranked offensive guard in 5-star Jamari Salia, who is making his 4th visit to North Dakota, first time for a game. Other prominent names include TO 247 recruits in defensive back Houston Griffith and Chase Cotard, and 2 of Cali's finest in safety Julius Erving and speedy receiver Jordan Porter. I already have Porter forecasted to Notre Dame on the crystal ball. Many members from the Irish's #8 ranked recruiting class will be in town as well, including linebacker Jack Lamb, who is taking his official. Cali's finest headed to the Coliseum. USC is set to host the first of 2 huge recruiting dates this month, with Stanford coming to town this weekend followed by Texas next weekend. 3 top 10 in-state recruits from the 2018 class and 5-star receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, cornerback Isaac Taylor Stewart and linebacker Solomon Tuliaupupu headline that group, with the nation's #2 athlete Brian Addison, top 247 defensive end Jeremiah Martin, tight end Michael Ezek and receivers John Jackson and Kobe Smith among the other prominent 2018 names. It's a super strong underclassmen list led by 247 Sports top-ranked 2019 recruit and defensive end Kayvon Thibodeaux. 5-star visiting Oregon, there isn't a prospect more coveted on Willie Taggart and his staff's board than 247 Sports 5-star Talanoa Hufanga, who plans on being in Eugene to catch the Ducks and Nebraska. Oregon is the 247 Sports crystal ball favorite for Hufanga, including my forecast. Several others are in play, including the Huskers, Utah and Alabama. Oregon's current class ranks #5 nationally, #1 in the Pac-12. Clemson looking for a big flip or two. The nation's #7 cornerback in Nebraska, commit Brendan Radley Hiles heads to Clemson to watch the Tigers take on Auburn, with several of his IMG Academy teammates including Xavier Thomas and Mike Jones Jr. who are already committed to Dabo Swinney and company. While things are heading up with the Tigers and Radley Hiles, they have been simmering for a while with another IMG standout who is visiting in 2019, 5-star defensive end Nolan Smith, who is currently committed to Georgia. This summer the buzz was all Tigers regarding a potential flip. Other big names expected include 5-star defensive end KJ Henry, top 247 receiver Justin Ross and blue-chip running back Harold Joyner. More weekend notables: Texas has 2 of Missouri's best defensive linemen taking officials in top 247 defensive end Ronnie Perkins and the highly recruited Daniel Carson. Arguably the nation's best slot receiver in Jalen Waddle is also expected. 4-star defensive end Julius Welsh of out of Germany, takes his official to Iowa State. A getting-to-know-you type visit for all parties involved. South Carolina, TOP 247 receiver commit Josh Vann will take an official to Kansas State. Hearing, TOP 247 defensive end Arby Anoma and several of his Baltimore, Maryland, St. Francis teammates could attend the Maryland game.